So I always wanted to break that stereotype. Recently, I was listening to a lot of Ayala Van Zandt, one of the podcasts she had with Cam Newton, and she basically said that we are born, it's in our DNA, it's in our threads that we have to suffer. It's a suffrage. It's a impoverished mindset that
it's vibrational.
Yeah, it's part of our DNA as African Americans. It's in our blood. And I said, you know what? She's right. Because my mother would always say, you have to suffer to please God. And I'm like, well, that's some BS, Mama.
So I think that's programming more than
yeah.
I'm going to fight back on that a little bit, just from what I know about the brain and energy, is that I think what, not so much in the blood, but the programming is so deep from trauma being passed on and on. And sometimes programming can look like this is what it's supposed to be because you and everything around you is confirming the programming. So if I'm going to church and church is saying I must suffer for love, if I'm watching TV that said my black skin is this, if I'm going to school and the books are saying you were a slave, so that program is being reinforced over there to the point where it feels like, man, I'm supposed to be black. And they don't have that.
No.
So they don't have to overcome that programming to even become the church and tell them that they have to suffer.
Right. The church put Jesus as a white man, right? So like we can go to church and God is white. Right. We can't even be God
in that church, right? So, and I think back when you were being raised, right? There's no social media to pick up to see something different. There's I could get up on Google and go down a rabbit hole and find out, oh, wow, religion started in Egypt and all, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have anything to combat that when I'm growing up in that. So it could start looking like that. I was supposed to.
Oh my God, I was suffer. And then the reality of having a single parent. And then this is when Aldi's first opened. And nothing against Aldi's, but back then, y'all food was
this guy stepped up.
They like stepped over.
It was like
there's like no preservatives.
It was.
I didn't have.
And so, but that was the thing. We would go there. So I interpreted suffrage with my mom's status, and then I'm being raised by a lady that's depressed. She's in her trauma, so her trauma is kind of parlayed into my life.
Yeah.
Everything in church is like, Lord, please bless us to get the gas bill. He's going to bring us right. This is feeling nice and real. She told everybody. I just said, no, I don't want to do that. So my mom always, I wanted something different. The dining room chair broke. My mom gets duct tape. Now I understand maybe people don't, but I don't know. Throw it out. I don't want to duct tape a dining room.